Hello, it's Honey again, and I'm here to do my next update, 25 months into medical transition. Just to let you know, I'm a bit confused and fuddled because we're having a heat wave here in Britain at the moment. As you can see from my super glowy complexion, it is off the chart. If you can hear a lot of background noise, that would be the gigantic tower fan I have to my right. I noticed there was a lot of background noise in my last video, so I apologise for that. This one will be the same. On top of that, this month has been a very interesting month to say the least. It's been bittersweet, more bitter than sweet, but things are finally moving in my transition in a positive way, which is really good, and I'll go into detail on those. So I've finished all the individual and block training for my voice therapy, so while I've learnt everything that's possible and I've taken on board all the techniques, I just need to learn how to use them and apply them myself in the best possible way to keep improving and getting results that I want. I still feel I have a ways to go, but they have taught me everything they can. There's certainly better voices out there than mine, but hopefully with more time, more practice on my own, I'll find my own comfort zone and learn to work within it and beyond. Need to push myself more as well, to be honest. I will do voice therapy videos at some point. While I won't be the best example of results, at least I can forward on to you what to do and how to do it, and I look forward to making them videos. I know I've been promising them for a year, but I've literally only just finished the course and there didn't seem much point in trying to pass on techniques on a piece by piece basis which were tailored specifically for me at the time. So now it's all done, I can take a step back and see what I've learned and try and apply it. The next thing on my list, Northampton Gender Clinic. I have finally got I've kind of finally got an appointment. I'm to go there on the 3rd of September at 1:30. It's for, believe it or not, a pre-assessment assessment workshop. It's a group activity to do with being prepared for my first one-to-one assessment. However, I do see through it. The date they originally accepted me was September 26th, and obviously my pre-assessment assessment is going to be on September 3rd, so I'd be rapidly approaching my 2-year mark, which is why they've had to send it out, because the government does have quite strict guidelines on the fact that everyone should be seen within 2 years. So this is, I can see it for what it is, which is no more than an attempt to make sure that they're hitting their target and making sure everyone's seen within the 2-year period, regardless of the fact that it's not a one-to-one assessment like it should be, and that this isn't my first actual appointment. I still might be able to find out. One of the first things on the letter it says is they will discuss what services and things are available, so at least if I have an idea of what they can actually do for me, I can work towards whatever it is that needs to be done for that actual first appointment, whenever that eventually arrives. I am looking forward to it, but I am simultaneously dreading it in a way, because I've done so much on my own at this point, with the help of the private gender doctor that I have, that it kind of feels like somebody else is trying to come in and intrude, even though I've asked for it, on what I've already achieved and done, and like I'm about to be judged on that. I'm going to try and go with the most positive attitude possible and believe that they can help me and that there's things they can do for me. I try and keep an open mind and not have my mind made up by other people's experiences, which don't often rate as good. But I'm going to try and keep upbeat and get what I want from it all and see where it gets me. In terms of the voice therapy, I went to all the one-to-one lessons that I was offered, bar one or two just missed them due to confusion or whatever, but that was spread over the course of a year, originally starting on March 21st 2017, and basically right round till March this year. Then I stopped those, and I had a follow-up of 4 additional, which ended up being 5 because one of the lessons got missed, but not due to me, which ended up being 4 voice therapy lessons in a group setting, 3 weeks apart, which has brought us out to now. So I received a letter stating that Miss Haley, my surname, has completed both block and individual sessions and block group therapy aimed at feminising her voice. She has made excellent progress in achieving both significantly increased average pitch as well as developing a vocal placement. Pitch, movement, intonation and vocal stamina are all aspects enabling her to achieve a more authentic female voice. Miss Haley's challenge is now to utilise this voice in speaking situations, which will simultaneously develop her vocal stamina even further. No further speech and language therapy intervention is required at this time, and I will discharge her from our care and service. To be honest, it has been an excellent resource. I really can't fault them. You're supposed to get, I think, about 12 individual lessons. That went out the window very quickly. I must have had at least probably getting close to 30, and obviously being on the NHS, none of this was costing me anything, so I had approximately 30 one-to-one lessons and then the 4/5 additional group ones. I have no complaints with anything they did. They were always respectful and caring, and it was a fabulous experience. And whether or not I can achieve further results, they have certainly helped me to get further than I would have done on my own. And I highly recommend, if you get the option to take any form of voice coaching or voice therapy, especially if it's offered to you on the NHS, do take it and make the most of it while you can. Probably my biggest tip would be, if you do it without going into individual lessons at this stage, would be to make sure that you really let yourself go. In order to achieve in the lessons, you really need to just let yourself go and be able to be almost theatrical and really pour yourself into it. And unfortunately, I'm quite a guarded person, and I found it very difficult to do some of the exercises that I felt made me look foolish or made me feel stupid doing them. So I probably could have gotten more from them if I had let myself go and relaxed into it a lot more, and just been willing to, you know, really lean into some of the stuff. There's nothing stopping me from doing so on my own now, and that's what I intend to do going forward. I had intended for this video to cover the topics that I've already mentioned, and then to move on to Pride, which we have here in August. I was hoping to probably go to the Margate Pride again, or to be able to go to one in Leeds that a friend is hosting at the Longboat in Wakefield. I was hoping to be able to attend, and discuss in this video as well my outfit that I've been shopping hard for, and I intended to wear actually for this, which was going to be an all latex outfit in the trans colours, and I was looking forward to showing everyone that. It's a white body, full length, blue gloves and a pink skirt, and I was hoping to wear that in the Pride March and obviously melt much like I am today. However, it didn't seem appropriate with the bitter part of this month that I'm going to bring up now, and there will be a section dedicated at the end of this video to him. Unfortunately, as many of you all know, my dad, which I covered in my previous life-changing video back in November, or life-changing news back in November, was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal pancreatic cancer, which had spread to his liver and his gallbladder. He put up an immense fight and fought his way back to relative health with the help of the doctors and chemo. So much so he was able to go away with us and start doing things. We went on his helicopter flight in January. He watched his daughter get married in January and gave her away. We went to Thurso in Scotland and tried to catch the Northern Lights. It didn't happen, but unbeknownst to me really, my dad is a little bit of a train nut, and or a chuffer nut, and he really enjoyed the best part of it for him really seemed to have been the overnight sleeper train we got up there. But you know, whatever made him happy, and we did that, and it was great. And he was with me for my birthday and his anniversary with Mum, 35 years, and he achieved a lot of milestones in the time he had left. Unfortunately, while we were away at the Bluebell Railway, which was something else he wanted to do, he went, he enjoyed it immensely. Again, it was a beautiful day, and although he was tired and exhausted by it all, he did enjoy it. However, that evening, or late on the return trip in fact, he became very ill, and he was taken to hospital the following morning for assessment as to whether or not he'd be well enough to travel home. Although the trip was only a one-day event, we knew his health was deteriorating because early in June they had withdrawn the chemo and a lot of other things because, well, it just wasn't helping anymore, and it was just being difficult for him. However, he had fought bravely, and we got him to a hospital for assessment to travel, and he didn't get well enough. He probably could have come back on the Saturday, but we weren't able, or the hospital wasn't able to get him transport back, and unfortunately the next day on the Sunday he succumbed to a mixture of heat, infection from the cancer spreading, and things like that. He was very agitated for the final few hours, but in his last few minutes he became much calmer, and we were all there, including his sister. We were able to get her across. We had only planned for it to be a visit, but before he went back home on Monday, but unfortunately it wasn't to be, and he passed away with us all there. He was the bravest man that I know. He'd complain about a headache and indigestion endlessly, but cancer and all the problems that came along with it, he just seemed to tough his way through it. He did immensely well. He went to 13 chemo treatment sessions, none of which are pleasant, none of which are easy. And he did that for us, to buy us some time with him, and I will truly always be grateful for the effort he put in. And even in his last 2 hours, he was, as I say, agitated, but it's because he seemed restless because he had things to do, and he was frustrated that he didn't seem to be able to concentrate and achieve those things. But he fought all the way right up until his last few moments, and he gave us everything he could, and nobody can ever ask anything more than that of anyone. There's a lot to do, obviously relating to his passing, and he will be missed, and he is truly irreplaceable. And I will now dedicate this video and the following section to him. I love you so much, Dad, and I will never forget you. Thank you for watching, and thank you to everyone who helped support us during this time of need, with the Just Give campaign and everything that people have done. His friends that have done things locally for him, such as arranging transport down to the Bluebell for him. Everyone that gave to the Just Give campaign and made the Thurso trip a reality, and the helicopter flight. My sister for bringing her wedding forward, and making that happen so it was something that he could achieve. Everyone just pulled together, and it was the best thing that I suppose anyone can ask for, in a way. He had things planned, he got himself together, and although there will always be little things that were left undone, he achieved so much in his life, and as I say, I'm immensely proud of him and everything that he stood for. The care, the love that he gave us all, the understanding, and what I mean by that is he might not have always understood every aspect of my transition, but he understood that it was important and that it needed to happen, and he stood by me through that. Even if he wasn't always spot on with everything, he stood by me, and he understood what it meant and how important it was, and that's why I've included this in this video. I will speak to you all again next month, and once again thank everyone for watching, and love you all. Bye.